my name is Nick and I'm the founder of CoTeam. In this short video, I want to talk about the 6 dynamics of high-performing teams. The first 5 come from Google's Project Aristotle, whilst the 6th one is something that we've spent a lot of time uncovering ourselves. At the end of the video, I'll give you a free tool which you can take back to audit how effective your team really is. Let's start with number 1, psychological safety. According to Google research, psychological safety is the number 1 factor when it comes to high-performing teams. In fact, they've proven through data time and time again that this is the case. It's funny, I work with a lot of different leadership teams across many different industries and organizations, and often they'll say to me things like, well, yeah, we've got a great culture where people can experiment and they can test and learn and we can apply agile ways of working. But when I dig a little bit deeper, I often find out that that's not actually the case. Questions you can go back and ask your team to determine how psychologically safe you're feeling are things like, do we feel comfortable brainstorming in front of one another? Are we afraid to take risk? Do we have pressure from above on short-term goals rather than thinking about our long-term vision? This is the first step to really unlocking your team's effectiveness. Now let's talk about number 2, which works hand in hand. That is dependability. Now, of course, psychological safety on its own is a misnomer. In fact, if you just have teams that are experimenting all the time and trying new things out, then no shit actually gets done. What's actually important here is to weigh this against dependability or even accountability. Do team members actually do what they say they're going to do? Can you rely on one another? Is there trust in that team that things are going to get done? Combine this with psychological safety and you're starting to get a recipe for success. Number 3 is structure and clarity. Do the team understand their roles, their responsibilities, and their goals? And how do these fit into the overall company vision? With a lot of teams transitioning across to these more agile network structures, sometimes this idea can get lost. But let me be very clear. Agility does not mean chaos. Really helping people understand their role, their responsibilities, and their goals can again lead the team to success. Number 4 is meaning. What is your life purpose? What gets you out of bed every day? Why do you want to do a good job? In Dan Pink's Sentinel book Drive, he talks about this idea of purpose. What really drives you to be your best, not just at work, but also in your professional life. Without meaning, without a connection to your work, without feeling like this is contributing to some greater good, everything else is pretty useless. Equally, this connects with number 5, which is impact. Does our work actually make a difference? Unlike number 4, which is whether we connect in a meaningful way to what we're doing, we also want to know that all of our hard work is contributing to something. No one likes being stuck on the hamster wheel. And in fact, progress is one of the most measurable things that drives human behavior. So does your team really feel like their work has impact? Lastly, we have balance. And this is like the glue that holds all of the different dynamics together. In the past year and a half, fueled by the COVID pandemic, we've seen organizations shift from this idea of striving for sort of stability to realizing that they need to operate or maneuver in a world where things are very carefully balanced. Ask yourself questions like, do you feel calm when it comes to dealing with difficult situations? Do you have the headspace to learn new things? Without balance, all of the rest are going to fail. We've only just scratched the surface when we start talking about these 6 dynamics of high-performing teams. Over the coming weeks, I'll be releasing more videos diving a bit deeper into what each of them mean. If you want to keep up to date, make sure you follow us here on LinkedIn. In the meantime, if you're curious about how your team really stacks up, why not check out our free team effectiveness audit? It's a simple tool that takes less than an hour and it's totally customizable. It's also, mentioned it before, totally free. You can find that link to that below. Thanks for your time and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Go team!